Good morning, everybody. It's May 3rd, 2025, Saturday, and it's overcast and rainy here in Eastern Kentucky. I hope everybody's doing well. And yes, I will have the live chat tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, give or take a few minutes, and pending technical difficulties, and will not so welcome the creepy voice. But I wanted to bring you some information that you may or may not be interested in. I'm subscribed to a YouTube creator called Electromagnetic Videos. How I got involved in subscribing to this guy, I don't know. It must have been something with regard to radiation protection or something like that. But he is having a free giveaway, Geiger counters and more. Evidently, he has a friend in Canada that sent him like a whole bunch of stuff. And he's actually, instead of giving it away one piece at a time, he's giving away the entire bundle of radioactive Geiger counters and more, etc. And I will play it for you and show you what it looks like in case you want to subscribe and apply for these interesting technology devices.
To the channel who contacted me and said, I have a pile of stuff you might be interested in, and he actually sent me some thorium lantern mantles, the type that you use on camping lanterns, and until about 25 years ago or so, had significant thorium content. In fact, they were mostly thorium coated. Well, it was no problem for him to mail that to me, but the rest of the stuff he had, well, probably would have caused problems when crossing the border between Canada and the US, because they tend to have all sorts of regulations about things related to radiation. So what he said was, could you tell everybody on your channel about it? And maybe what we'll do is give everything to somebody who can make the best use of it. And so what we're going to do is tell you about the stuff, and then you can write a short description of what you're going to do with it. And when I say short, I mean something like 5 or 6 sentences at the most. I don't want a 50-page essay because I don't really want to read it, and neither does Carl. But if you write a few lines, well, this may be yours. And what is in the bundle? Well, here we go. 2 survey meters, 1 Geiger counter, a package of dosage pens and the reader, 2 lead jars of something hot, and he says maybe uranium, and maybe a uranium clock dial as well, and some green glass, so that's probably uranium glass, just like I showed you in the radiation video, and an orange bowl, so that would be the type of bowl that has radioactive glaze on it. Some yellow marbles, they're also known to be radioactive, some lantern mantles, and some americium, which is a...
And for all you youngsters out there, that's considered to be vintage vintage glass. You can purchase some of that glass on eBay. The former owner here, he left behind some of that glass, and it's very pretty, it's very thick, it's very heavy, and you can't find it anymore.
Of course, the stuff that we usually get in smoke detectors. So to get this treasure trove of radioactive experimenter stuff, all you have to do is write a few sentences about why you would like it and what you're going to do with it. And if you do that and email it to me, I'll pass on your emails to Carl, and then together we'll figure out who the lucky recipient of all the goodies will be. And then you and Carl can get together.
Okay, so his email address is electromagneticvideos@gmail.com. electromagneticvideos@gmail.com, and his YouTube channel is Electromagnetic Videos. So Geiger counters and more, you know, some of that beautiful green glass, and who knew it was radioactive? I guess that's why it's difficult to find anymore. But anyway, okay, so that's one. That's the first thing. And then there's an interesting question and answer on Quora, and where did it just disappear? So if you can bear with me, because here you go. Does gang stalking still exist under FBI Director Kash Patel? I mean, for all you targeted people out there, you're shaking your head, yes, yes, yes. So this was an interesting response that this person wrote, and of course my laptop is going nowhere. Yes, it has not ended, although I do not know what his thoughts are on it. It is still funded until April 26th. April 26th, due to the fact that Congress voted to dump money in it for 2 years on 4/24. It is funded as the Act 702 because Congress voted it in, and the president cannot stop the funding, and neither could the FBI director. I'm not sure if there are other things that will be able to stop it or not. I believe that other money was being put into it that has been stopped. That money was not accounted for, so some things could be changing because they just received a huge budget cut. But so far, it's still a year before it gets voted on again, and I truly believe that the 9/11 truth will be coming out before then. What that means is the Patriot Act that was started because of 9/11 was started under a false pretense because of the terrorists that brought forth 9/11 were all homegrown by the deep state. Excuse me. That would make the Patriot Act null and void, along with all the neighborhood watch groups that 44 funded and weaponized. Oh, you hear that? Oh, isn't that interesting? Yes, yes, yes. So that would make the Patriot Act null and void. So that means that all you people that were loaded onto the list because of the Patriot Act, null and void. So one woman responds, and I apologize, of course, this suddenly starts happening as soon as I have to speak. Do you think this program will totally end in our lifetime? I was born in 1973, and it has been absolute hell. Blows my mind how they're still getting away with torturing innocent people. The man responds, no, I do not think that everything will ever stop. I do think that the government-sponsored part of it, called the Patriot Act, will end, though. I think the current administration is going to choke every last cent out of it, and that's where I believe it stops. He says, my stalking started in 2018, and the Patriot Act is paying me to be harassed. There are other groups and gangs that stalk people for money, and I believe they will continue as long as people are willing to pay them to do it to others. And I've said the exact same thing, that some things will absolutely end, and then other things, they'll continue. Because groups like, the Freemasons, your local government, they always claim they've got no money. The state, they claim they have no money. They all have little funds on the side, and they'll pay people, and it'll trickle down to local communities. These corrupt little communities like the one that I live in and others here in Kentucky. All these rural communities, they're all corrupt to the core. So another person says it is worldwide, and it was specifically created to, quote-unquote, locate the 144,000 chosen ones. This has been going on in America for 80 years. And in the last 30 years, they have been gathering information on on the WWW. It's been a silent war, a mass genocide. They used social media to locate their targets. And the CV plus last 5 years have allowed them to fine-tune their experiment. This is a spiritual war. I was marked at birth in 1973. I have written books and documented the entire journey. I have spent the last 2 years conducting deep research and understanding everything I could ever possibly learn. Jesus is the only remedy. In the book, 1984, predicted this. USAID funded many government programs, but I know many, like myself, have been a target for numerous groups, as I feel I have been. I do believe it will end sooner than later, but it will only come after they activate whatever heavy metal properties they injected into those who receive those jabby wabbies and other jabby wabbies. We are in Revelation of the Bible. Another person responds, I'm sure Kash Patel and Pam Bondi would be horrified by what the deep state is doing, but this corruption runs so deep within the system, they won't be able to stop it. These people that are doing this are sociopaths. They get off on harassing innocent people and get paid a lot to do it. If they don't have this outlet, they will start beating their wives. Another person says it's scientific slavery, mind control for the entire world. One person says, yes, they are sociopaths, horrified. They already know torture and gang stalking are going on worldwide. Patel is now officially confirmed as a partner in the deep state. He is for keeping FISA 702 warrantless searches. Note the Illuminati hand signal behind him, and I will show you. So here he is. Oh, wow! What the hell is that? Is he just covering his penis? Is that what he's doing? Or is that some kind of Illuminati signal? Is he just... Is he one of them there glowies? He's not wearing any dark glasses. Look, everybody looks so morose. Oh my goodness. So anyway, let's see if there are any more comments down below here. Hope everybody's doing well. Oh yes. So here look. It's the glowy hand signal. I truly believe they know, and they are dissolving it as quickly as possible. It's a horrific crime, and it has taken over America. Every tip I sent personally was investigated. I'm excited to see the progress. It seems like it's taking forever for us. But this silent war has been occurring since 1945. It's an ugly mass genocide that increased over the last 30 years. Truly, get comfortable saying Jesus is Lord. That phrase has kept my life in unspeakable circumstances over and over. Continue to share and speak these truths. It's real. And as soon as they expose the Epstein list, yeah, right, mass chaos will take the streets. I watched Nashville become Nash Vegas over the last 10 years, and I predict a civil war brewing there. Dissolving USAID was the starting point, sending you all strength, courage, and love. Now again, this is on Quora. I wonder why Dodge is not reevaluating the criteria for this to continue. It's a huge amount of wasted money. You know, like those 80 fusion centers around the country that just collect information. It was voted through Congress on 4 of 24 for 2 years. Then a bill gets voted on and it passed. It is different when it is not, and I'm pretty sure things will change, but for now it's still active until next April. Yeah, next April. So anyway, that is that, and that the question was, does gang stalking still exist under FBI Director Kash Patel? So please leave your questions and comments down below. And yes, I will have the live chat later. And I apologize for the creepy voice. It appears to be coming on my end to harass me and my subscribers. And I have some very astute subscribers who not only were not in the chat last week, but were able to listen to the chat the next day or the day after, heard the creepy voice, and was able to decipher basically what it was. It was basically, it was a V2K, that because I don't hear it during, only, afterwards. that it's, for me, it's subliminal. But for people that actually get V2K, they can hear it and what this voice is saying, which is not nice. But anyway, I'm going to sign off for now. I hope you all have as good a day as possible.